met Brad Clark in 2007, about 18 years ago.
I met Brad 25 years ago.
Do I want to refer to him as a baby gay?
No.
I first met Brad in Iowa when we were working on safe schools legislation.
I first met Brad when he came to Colorado as the founding executive director for One Colorado.
Brad was an organizer, he was an activist, but most importantly, everyone knew Brad, and Brad knew everyone.
I was hearing from all of my colleagues about this amazing person who was getting stuff done.
I was working at the Matthew Sheffer Foundation, and Judy had told me, we want to hire this guy, Brad Clark, and so your job is to get him to work here. Once we started chatting, I feel like there was something about Brad that I knew that, there's going to be big things in the future.
Brad's leadership style has two particular things that jump out at you. One is that he's very results-oriented, but second, he is relationship-oriented.
He's got that combination of Midwestern friendliness and toughness, integrity and kindness.
Brad's Midwest values, his Iowa niceness, allowed him to approach in such a way that donors could trust him. Fellow organizations, funding partners could trust him.
Brad is so genuine. He connects with people on a very personal level. He's always looking at you in the eyes.
I have a very, very vivid memory of when I first met Brad. I was trying to convince him to partner with us on something. So I made my pitch and I finished, and there was this beat, and I'm in my head, I'm thinking, oh gosh, what did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? And I realized that was just Brad. He listens, he's waiting to see, are you done with all you have to say? He's taking it in before he gives you an answer back.
He is so curious, he asks a lot of questions, and people will talk.
Brad was really focused on, we have to show up for a community, we have to be there, we have to know and understand the people in the communities that we serve.
That involved meeting people where they are and bringing them along, and that's Brad's leadership style.
A real place that I think that Brad had a tremendous impact is with LGBTQ youth.
Brad is most passionate when he's talking about young kids. I think he remembers his own journey, and he is a fighter.
In 2002, at Central College in Iowa, he comes out of the closet, and the college makes him quit his leadership position.
I think Brad looks at any young kid who is being picked on or feels vulnerable and does everything he can do to be their champion.
Brad has been with us before he was even with us. He was with One Iowa, so we kind of have grown up together in a way, the foundation and Brad, kind of side by side over decades, literally.
I first met Brad when he was one of the leaders of the campaign in Iowa to protect marriage.
The person who helped to bring together over 100 very different groups to unite around marriage equality in that state.
It was one of the first times where our litigation movement, our political movement, and all the different work people were doing really came together. And it was just a fantastic moment when that Friday morning, the Iowa Supreme Court ruled unanimously that gay people had the freedom to marry.
People were like, Iowa, how can this be?
This is in the heartland. I mean, Brad has been putting wins on the board for a long time.
One of the joys of working with Tim Gill and the Gill Foundation is that every once in a while there's really good news that you need to tell the boss. And so he texted Tim and said, we just won the marriage case in Iowa. And Tim said, that's cool, what's next? He was excited, he was proud, but he was ready to move on to what do we have to do next.
So we were running into challenges in some of the other states, and Iowa was this example of how it can actually be done. One Colorado was a very new organization, and the board was in the process of hiring an executive director, and it was pretty clear to us that he would be a huge value here in Colorado.
I think that those skills that he brought to the work has led to some amazing things. Anti-bullying laws and legislation, a lot of the gay-straight alliance programs, and of course civil unions, which was, I think, one of the trademark contributions of One Colorado.
He's helped build a political home for LGBTQ people. In many ways, Colorado leads because of Brad's leadership.
I watched him become a powerful advocate in Colorado, and then watch him become CEO of the Gill Foundation. It's quite a journey.
When he had the opportunity to now lead this national organization, I feel like he really stepped into himself, who he was as a professional, who he was as someone who could lead.
Brad was also a perfect fit for the Gill Foundation because of his deep respect for Tim Gill and Scott Miller, who remain guiding lights for him.
We knew Brad was the right person for the CEO job immediately.
It was on the heels of the foundation making a strong commitment that we were going to focus on non-discrimination in all 50 states. And in so many ways, Brad was the right person, having come from working in tough states and wanting to carry that forward.
Brad had already been with the foundation for 3 years before he took on this role. So he kind of knew what our modus operandi was and the way we look at the world.
He is pragmatic and he's able to work across the aisle.
I love the way Tim puts it that I think Brad carries out. There are only two kinds of people, friends and future friends, and you've got to figure out how to work with everyone to get something done.
And that's part of how he was able to create those coalitions in Iowa, and it's part of how this movement has continued to make progress in some of the most inhospitable places.
I think that Tim and everyone at the foundation have always thought about what investments will turn into results. And there are not that many leaders in our movement who have that big picture view and then can put it into action. And Brad is that kind of guy.
Brad has made life better for so many kids in Iowa, so many families in Iowa, the same in Colorado and the same across the country.
We have more states that have non-discrimination. We have more states that have banned conversion therapy.
I don't know where we begin or where we end when we talk about the kinds of things that Brad has touched. Marriage, non-discrimination, keeping kids safe at school, ending conversion therapy.
He has had an impact on millions and millions of lives all across the country in ways that he may get to see and ways that he will never know.
He concludes his chapter leaving this organization in a fantastic spot by helping us recruit the best team, helping us recruit our next CEO, Kate Kendall. The tricky part about leaving Gill, as I think any of our previous executive director CEOs would say, is we don't really actually let you go too far.
Brad should get about 30 days off, and then the country really needs its help.
What I wish for him is the R&R he needs, whatever it means, so that he can re-engage and bring his enormous talents and deep humanity to the struggles that remain.
And I know that in his next adventure, he's going to keep doing the work. And I'm going to hunt him down and make sure he does.
I think that Brad can do anything. So I can't wait to see what his future is. You know, the sky is the limit.
And I want him to do something that surprises us. And I don't know what that is, because otherwise it wouldn't be a surprise.
Oh, the places you'll go, Brad Clark.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Giddy up. I'm from New York. Good Lord.
Giddy up, Brad. Giddy up.
Giddy up.